challenge you to come here and see every damn temple in this place. I don't think you can do it. You are my favorite person in Koyasan. But what a setting this is here. Otani?
Otani.
You like Shohei Otani?
I do that.
I like Shohei Otani too. Very good. Kyoto, I just can't stop looking at temples. It's sort of an addiction. Speak in here. Speak. I don't think she was a scam artist. I think she's just really dumb. I might be wrong. I don't know. Maybe she is a scam artist. When you walk into the room, watch this. Dun, 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 dun. There's no Starbucks. There's no KFC. There's no McDonald's. There's none of that stuff. It's not easy to find places like this anymore. It's called Tommy Koyasan Guesthouse. Is that what it's called, Jen? Guesthouse Tommy, I think, something like that. All of the, you can stay at all these monasteries in Koyasan. They're super expensive, I gotta tell you. Especially if you're paying for 4 people, they charge you individually. I'm gonna shut this because my wife's talking extraneously while I'm making this video. They charge you individually. So for the 4 of us, it was gonna be, they do give you dinner and breakfast, but it was gonna cost us like $500 per night or something crazy like that. Like, you know, when you think about a monastery, you think of austerity, it's not luxury. I wasn't spending $500 a night. So anyways, we're staying this Tommy guest house. This is our bedroom. It's a little apartment, so we've got like a dining room over there and a little like laundry room, bathroom, shower room, toilet, whatever. But this is the Seminara family's first time sleeping on Japanese style futons, and just took my first nap on these bad boys, and we're surprisingly comfortable. So far so good, but we'll see how I do with a full night's sleep on these babies. But to celebrate first night on the Japanese style mats, I bought the cutest little beer from the cutest Japanese grandma, this tiny little baby, and let's crack this bad boy open. Ah! Not too shabby. I've had Asahi dry before. There's this Asahi super dry. I don't know if there's a separate one that's just Asahi dry, Asahi super dry, Asahi slightly dry. Who the hell knows what all that means? Not too shabby though, pretty good. Here's to a rainy night in Koyasan. So this is our dining room, I guess it is. We've already littered the place with snacks and cute little beers. Right, Jen? Mm-hmm. How are those snacks you're having?
They're good.
And we've got a washing machine. You figured it out, Jen? But it has no drying. Yeah, let's take a look. The cool thing about this one is that when you walk into the room, watch this. Dun, 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 dun. The throne just automatically opens for you.
Yeah,
it just, boom.
It cleans it with this bubbly.
Yeah, it puts this bubbly stuff in here. It all bubbles up for you. And like most Japanese toilets, it has many buttons that I am unfamiliar with and do not plan on testing. Seat cleaner, and there's peanuts going on here. You can read these little cartoons while you're here. This is the best part of the apartment, isn't it? No question, this toilet room is the best. No question. My wife wanted a picture of me with this tiny beer because I think she thinks it's slightly laughable. But first of all, I'm trying to figure out. I would like to determine. This is probably the world's tiniest can of beer. Do you think there's any beers smaller than this, Jen?
No.
To give you a sense of how utterly minuscule this is on video, what can I put this next to show you? So here is it next to my stomach. That's how little it is. Yeah. Another thing that I just noticed about our wonderful Japanese toilet is that there's signs everywhere in Japan telling you what the hell to do. I love this one. How to use the frickin' toilet. Yeah, so you don't, first of all, they want you to sit down while using it, right? Now, why would you squat on the toilet seat. I have no idea. You'd have to be a damn fool to do that. Then they want you to please flush the toilet paper. And then it says, please do not flush anything other than toilet paper. Okay, that's pretty standard. And then it says, please flush the toilet after use. That's pretty common sense, though, isn't it? I mean, they think, let's read the instructions here. How the hell do I... It's wonderful that the Japanese are there to guide you through the entire defecation or urination process, right? Every foreigner who comes to Japan notes the outstanding quality of the toilets. I mean, you gotta love this. Japanese have, contributed so many things to the world, but I would say the toilets, the highly sophisticated toilets here, have got to be one of them, right? No doubt. So it's raining outside, and the owner of our guest house, Tommy, said there was only one place in town that was open, called Mishi. We couldn't even find the place on Google, so we didn't know whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. But we just bumped into some people at the guest house from New Zealand, and they said that there's no restaurants anywhere in town. They said it was closed. They said it was closed. Well, we thought, well, let's just check it anyways. They said every place else in town was closed. We're like, damn, Sunday night, it's raining. We don't want to be wandering around everywhere. So we came over to Mishi, and we saw people eating in here. So I thought, well, should we go in and ask them? So I walked in to ask them. They said, oh, no, closed for a party, which is these guys over here. Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. So I asked them then, well, what about this other restaurant? Is this place open? So I thought hopefully maybe they could at least advise us. Are other places open? Oh, Tommy. Oh, Tommy, okay.
I think that carried some weight to be said by Tommy.
Possibly. But so then they felt a little responsible for us because it's raining hard outside. So they started Googling and making phone calls for us to find a restaurant for us to go to, because I told them we don't want to wander around in the rain if every place is closed. Like, because the other restaurants are not close to here. So, like, do you really want to walk like 15, 20 minutes away in the rain and then just find that everything's closed? So they felt a little responsible. They were calling around and then trying to find a place for us, and they couldn't find a place. And finally the woman came over and she said, oh, they're going to let us eat here. And so these nice people, yeah, and she even brought an English menu, and the prices are very reasonable. So there's, I ordered a Korean barbecue. We'll see how that is. And what did you get, Jen? Cutlets? So these nice people over here helped us, and they opened back up. So I got Korean barbecue. We got a little ramen coming. We got different things. We'll see. We'll see how it is. It's about 5:30 a.m. in Koyasan. Streets are extremely quiet. It rained all night last night. Just misting a bit this morning. And we are heading out to the morning prayers, which begin at 6 a.m., but are supposedly like a 35-minute walk from our guest house. We don't have a bike or anything like that yet. No transportation. So we do not want to, after waking up at 5 a.m. and busting ass on a long walk, we do not want to miss it, because I think the monks meet at the Kongobuji Bridge, which is down by the Okunoin Cemetery, at 6 a.m. And if you miss them leading into the morning prayers, then I don't know if you're allowed in late or how it works. You probably can't go in late. So let's hope we make it. We're going to see some things along the way, but very quickly. So the cemetery supposedly have the graves of more than 200,000 feudal lords. And no wonder why it's taking us so long to traverse it, right? 600 more meters to go?
Yep.
And what time is it? 8 minutes. All right.
This one is Kobo Daishi Bridge?
Yes. Yes? Okay. Arigato. super intense meditation session in there. It was, I guess, about like 40 minutes or so. I have like I have a torn meniscus in both of my right and my left knee and bone edema. So I could not sit in the correct pose, and I had to go stand up because my knees were just absolutely killing me. But I really respect people who could do that entire thing down on their knees like that. What a setting this is here. I mean, you've got these gigantic cedar trees, this incredible cemetery, and the monks chanting this morning. What a way to start a Monday morning. It's fantastic. Really interesting experience. Really encourage you guys to do this if you can. Other than the monks chanting, you just hear the bird song this morning. Pretty amazing experience. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, by the way, and this is the center of the Shingon Buddhism sect. Mount Koyasan here. There's over 100 temples, and many of them you can stay at, although they're very expensive. 2 years ago, we were at the Recoleta Cemetery in Buenos Aires. And that's reputed to be one of the best in the world, and it definitely is. But I think this may be the most beautiful cemetery in the world, certainly the best cemetery I have ever been to. Jen's reading about these red bibs.
Okay, so it says that the meaning depends on the deity, but the most common statue you see wearing the bib is the Ojizo Sama, and it has a childlike appearance. I think that might be these. And the Sama is the protector or guardian of children.
Okay.
And parents usually put these on the deity to protect their child
In the afterlife.
Right.
Koyasan is the center of Shingon Buddhism. What is Shingon Buddhism? We're going to find out a little bit more about that later today, hopefully. But it was introduced to Japan in 805 by Kukai, Kobo Daishi, one of Japan's most significant religious figures, according to Japan Guide. A small, secluded temple town developed around the sect's headquarters that Daishi built on Koyasan's wooded mountaintop. It's also the site of Kobo Daishi's mausoleum. And it looks like the original temple complex was built here in 826, so truly an ancient place. More red aprons. Blessing and keeping children safe from disease and illnesses. This is my favorite one yet so far. And this woman has an NYC hat on, which is fine so long as it's not a New York Yankees hat. I'm happy about that. Sign here saying that these trees are 200 to 600 years old, these cedar trees. Some of them are as tall as 165 feet. There's 1,300 of them. Wow. It's really amazing. It's a great forest here. It's nice that we seem to be the only ones out and about this morning. And it's like 7:30 now, too, so it's not that early anymore. I'm surprised there aren't more people out, aren't you, Jen?
We've seen one or two here and there, but not very many.
Yeah, luckily not too many. It's like we've got the whole place to ourselves this morning. One thing should warn you about if you don't stay in one of the temples, and there's many, many dozens of temples, and it is a good splurge, I think, if you can afford it. But as I think I said before, if you're traveling with a family, it's very expensive. For the four of us, it was going to be almost around $500 per night because they charge you per person. So whether it's one person in the room or 4 person, it's like times 4. There's no volume discount. So if you're alone or with 2 people, it might not be that expensive for you, but for a family of 4, way too expensive for us. So anyways, we're at this Tommy Guesthouse. And the thing is that now the temples all provide dinner and breakfast to their guests. So now we're wondering, where on earth are we going to find some breakfast this morning? Last night, as you saw, we couldn't find any place to eat dinner. Now this morning, we're wondering if we're going to get breakfast. So, might want to bring some of your own food if you are not staying at a temple here. especially if you come like on a Sunday or a Monday, as we are. Breakfast directions here. We found the place, but it's closed. I think this must be the woman we were trying to talk to on the phone.
おはようございます。時間閉店。まあ8時やけどここかけといてください。まあよかったら。8時からやけど、電話またします。
Sit? Oh, okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, fantastic. Arigatou gozaimasu. Look at this fresh coffee we're getting here this morning. This looks good. This looks very good.
I like this coffee machine.
It's nice. We're telling her we really like her coffee machine. Looks perfect. Arigatou gozaimasu. You got some little fruits with a monkey. Nice. Nice, thick, fluffy pancakes, eggs. Very nice coffee. It's a great way to spend a Monday morning. Coffee is delicious, isn't it? So we had 2 orders of pancakes. Jen had pancakes and fruit. I had pancakes and scrambled eggs. Jen had a regular coffee. I had a cafe au lait. Grand total is 2,200 yen, which comes out to the equivalent of $14 US, and they don't tip in Japan. So that's a pretty good bargain for you, especially good quality food like this and very good coffee. I think it's the best coffee that we've had so far in Japan, right, Jen?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so we figured out that they opened up a half hour early for us too. How sweet was that? I mean, most places would tell you to get lost, come back in a half hour, so that was very nice of them to do that for us. Okay. Sayonara, arigatou gozaimasu. Sun's coming out. Feels fantastic to have some sun out here. Oh my goodness. So this is the Koyasan Shojoshin Inn, one of the special head temples, most important ones. Climb up here, huh?
Yeah, it's steep.
It is very steep. Luckily they've got these chains there to help you. I guess we're on the path of worship to the mountain god. Or so they say. Alright. It's a nice view in any case.
Yeah.
Nice little koi pond here. We just stumbled across another temple here. Seki Shoin, another pilgrim's lodging. Very neat. Another pilgrim's lodging temple. Dozens and dozens and dozens of these places. They're all unique and interesting. This one, Kumagaiji, has a nice little garden here. This is Echo Inn. Another place you can stay if you've got that coin. I saw the photos of this one online. It looks really beautiful, as most of them do. Some of these are as old as the 800s, by the way. This room's got its own big screen TV. Too shabby. Don't expect that in a temple lodging, do you? But for these prices, I guess you should. Let's see what we have up here. Shoes strictly forbidden. Doesn't say anything about photos, though, or video. So, why not? The smell of incense in here is really overpowering. I feel like you're trespassing, but I'm pretty sure this is allowed. Just haven't come across anyone at these temples, which is fine. You're not staying there. I think you're welcome to roam around. Yeah.
Those shoes look difficult.
These shoes look super difficult to walk in, these monks have here. It goes without saying this is another temple. What an ornately carved door and gate here. Dainin Inn, another one with very, very ornate, beautiful doors and gates. Renting some electric bikes from the tourist information office here. It's 400 yen, which is less than $3 for an hour. and it gets cheaper if you keep it out longer than that. So let's have a little fun here. These bikes. All right, so this central pagoda originally, there was an original structure here, I guess in the 800s, and the place is burned down 5 times and rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt each time. And the present structure, I guess, dates until about 1937. It was completed. It's just a pretty amazing place. They say that there's also they have perfume in the entrance, or they have the aroma of perfume in order to mask the monk's body odor. So the audio guide's pretty good if you get this as 500 yen, and you can keep it out for 24 hours, Jen, was it?
I guess so.
Or they told us to bring it back the next day, so that's fine. But the audio guide said that Garan means training center. So this was essentially a training center for Shingon Buddhist monks, right, Jen? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a hexagonal sutra repository where they kept 4,000 sacred sutras and texts, and it is said that if you spin this baby, or if you go around once with it, it's the equivalent of studying the sutras, and it's supposed to bring you good luck. So I guess you push this baby like this. So this hall here dates to the 1500s, and on the 15th of every month they hold a ceremony here. I don't know whether it's open to the public, if you're here on the 15th of the month, but worth checking out. So this western pagoda dates to 886, believe it or not, but it was been destroyed several times, and it was reconstructed in 1834. Like many of the other ones, you can't go in it except for on special occasions. But it enshrines a replica of the statue of Dainichi Nyorai, who's the supreme Buddha that's worshipped by esoteric Buddhists, which is just another name for the Shingon Buddhist sect. Kind of riding through downtown Koyasan now, one of the busier areas. Bike is definitely a fun way to get around here. Not too much traffic, I say, as somebody just zooms by us, right? Get an e-bike. Especially if your time is short, move around a little quicker. There's also a public bus here too, but I think it's 1,100 for the day, 1,100 yen for the day, which is like $6 or something like that to ride around the bus. But they come like 3 times an hour. I don't know. I think it's a heck of a lot more fun to ride your bike in Koyasan. Just stop at all of these little temples along the way. We're just coasting right into the Okunoin Cemetery area. Nice. I'm going to park the bikes and show the kids this. Planning on doing some sort of a hike here today, right, Jen? Probably late afternoon, although it's been raining. And I guess we're going to do a little bit of this pilgrimage route. There's pilgrimage trails here. And even in one of the information offices, there's a thing where you can get stamped as a pilgrim, similar to the Santiago de Compostela. And it mentioned the Santiago de Compostela too, like the same sort of criteria. You have to hike a certain number of, make it to a certain number of stops and get the stamps in order to be certified as a pilgrim. Same sort of deal here in the pilgrimage. The main sort of most popular pilgrimage route here is 23 kilometers. As we walk through Okunoin, I'll tell you about that. That is called the Koyasan Choishi Mishi Trail. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but again, it's 23 kilometers long. Supposedly it takes 6 to 7 hours to hike that one. So if you're really into hiking, you can do that whole thing. We're here with the kids who don't have that level of patience. And I've got bad knees, so we'll probably do a couple of hours of hiking, but not quite. Careful here in Koyasan too with some of these legends. You know, this one over here, they call it, they call this little shrine Sweating Jizzo. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Fairly strange name. Sorry if that's sacrilegious, but there's a well over here. And they say that when you look down this well, if you do not see your reflection, you're going to die within 3 years. which is pretty dramatic, right? Luckily, I looked down there and I did see my reflection. And so I'm all set. I'm not dying within 3 years. But, and the stairs up here, if you trip on these stairs, they say that that shortens your life by 3 years. So watch your step in Koyasan, all right? Made it into this place called Ponpoko lunch place right before they closed. Ponpoko, yeah. And Jen got some curry rice. We got in here, the sign said closed outside, but again she said, "Oh, we can come in. It's okay." Which is nice. A lot of places, a lot of countries, they're just looking for excuses to turn you
breakfast
away.
before they actually opened.
Yeah, we're going to
Now
lunch.
having lunch when they're closed.
Yeah, pretty much. Perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so far. So last night we had dinner at a place that was closed. This morning we had breakfast at a place that was officially closed. Now we're having lunch at a place that's officially closed. So here comes my soba. This looks delicious. These noodles out. Oh, you dip it in here. They give you these delicious sauce. I don't know exactly what kind of sauce they give you with these soba noodles, but it's very, very good.
James, how's yours?
Good.
What?
Yeah, for fork next time you're here.
There's not one.
In the summertime, I don't know if I get it this way in the winter, but cold soba noodles in the summer. Very refreshing. Of course, some pork katsu cutlet and curry. This real soba's awesome. Let's try the curry pork. Leo said it's very good and it looks very good. It's good. It is good. What a delicious lunch. Arigato. So I told her that Leo says this is the best restaurant in Japan and he wants to come back again for dinner. That excellent lunch for 4 people was 4,100 yen, which is $26. So that's about $6 each time.
What is it? How much?
It is the equivalent of $26. So divided by 4, $6.57 each. That's why one of the great reasons to come to Japan, isn't it? So we made it to the Daemon Gate, which is the starting or end point of the women's pilgrimage route, right, Jen?
Yeah.
And it's called such because before the 1800s, prior to sometime in the 19th century, women weren't allowed to come into Koyasan, right, Jen?
Yeah.
Because it was the holy city.
Well, no, they couldn't go into the temples and shrines. So
Yeah.
the route goes by the temples and shrines. They could just go and see them from the route rather than
From a distance.
Yeah.
They could make a circle around it. They could
Right.
go around Koyasan, but not into it. Little interesting history of the trail over here, right at the start to it, over on the Daemon Gate, the Choishi Mishi Trail, that is. So it was created by Kukai, the legendary priest around here, who was, in order for him to visit his mother, it says, who was spending the final years of her life in a prison, Jisan in temple. And it says that this 24-kilometer trail is marked in 109-meter intervals, which are called choishi, stone markers. Or the cho was an ancient measurement of 109 meters. So every 109 meters, they have these stone pillars in order so people could see how far they were. But yeah, super interesting. So I didn't realize this was created by the priest Kukai. I read that wrong. Kukai's mom was not in prison. Jen made a good correction there. Kukai's mom, I just turned Kukai's mother into a prison, into a perp.
I think
No.
you looked at Jisan and read that prison.
No, she was in a temple, Jisan, in temple, not a prison. I thought she was locked up for like prostitution or something.
No, I mean, come on.
I'm just kidding. No, Kukai's mother would never do something. So there's 216 of these ancient stone markers, the cho. And there's going to be, this is the first one we're passing, but these are going to be every 109 meters, these babies. so you know you're on the right trail. It's a pretty steep climb, this beginning section of the trail. Of course, we didn't bring any water too, completely forgot. And we're going up this steep, slippery hike. Not too smart. Well, you've been warned, if you come on this trail from the Daemon Gate, you're heading pretty much straight up. This is hard work. We're sweating our butts off, but I think the payoff is coming soon, we hope. First viewpoint. Maybe the last, I don't know. There's another viewpoint for our pleasure, for our troubles. We've summited over here. We got Mount Bentadake, and 984.5 meters it says. And there's too many trees for it to really be an outstanding view, to be totally honest with you. But we burned a hell of a lot of calories, and now we're here at this shrine. Definitely better ways, worse ways to spend a Monday afternoon. Up here at the summit, the Benton Peak, Kukai, more or less the founder of Koyasan, around the time that he founded Koyasan, he traveled to Nara, where we were just at, and he invited the goddess Benzai Ten, was what this mountain is named after, to protect his new center of Buddhist teaching and worship here in Koyasan. And she accepted. She returned to Koyasan. She gave him a pearl that was a symbol of her power, I guess, and he buried it up here. So she is sort of the patroness or the protector of Koyasan. Well, this is very trusting. Just popped into this nice little store that has a lot of good quality products. And what does it say? It says, please call a clerk at this interphone. There's absolutely nobody here. Guess theft is not a huge problem around here. She's telling you what this is. There's some Japanese writers here. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. This is Japanese tenugui. The fabric is 100% cotton. You can use it to wash your face, as a wrap, as a headband, or as a towel. Okay. 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 Japanese towel. This is a book shiki. Yeah. Different lady is asking me, am I from New York? And of course I am not from New York. I am from Florida, and I just happen to have this pin, this Florida pin, which has an outline of the state of Florida on it. So I want to give you this pin. This is Florida. 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 Miami, Tampa. No, for you. You take. Me. Present? For you. Yeah, present.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, beautiful.
She likes my Hanshin tiger tat. You like Hanshin tigers or no?
I like brother.
Just your brother likes the Hanshin tigers. And you like a baseball or no?
My daughter family, Hanshin.
Whole family, Hanshin tiger. Okay. Okay. What's the song? How does the song go? Hanshin tiger. How does it say? Hanshin tigers. Otani? You like Shohei Otani? I like Shohei Otani too. Very good. Very good, very good, very good. All right, so we both like baseball. We got that in common. We got lots of things in common together, myself and this woman, so that's great. Arigato gozaimasu. That's my check. Okay. Arigato. Breaking for temples here. This is Yochi Inn. More great woodwork here in the gate. Wow, this one is absolutely stunning. This is Henjo-san Inn. Look at this gate. Take a quick peek inside this guest house, this temple. Temples are so fragrant. I wish I could describe to you, the smell of the incense and the trees. It's just fantastic here. Kind of like in Kyoto, I just can't stop looking at temples. It's sort of an addiction. The Zofukuin Temple. just keep finding more places I want to visit here in Koyasan. You know, we're staying here 2 nights. Let's say you want to stay here at least 2 nights. 2 or 3 nights, I think, would really be perfect. Have a relaxing, beautiful visit here. Kongobuji Temple right here. One of the most important here in Koyasan. We keep dining at restaurants that are closed. We're going to try it again here. The restaurant seems to be closed, but they've left a crack open here.
Are you opening tonight?
Konnichiwa. Let's see if somebody comes out. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Konnichiwa. No good?
No.
No?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not tonight. Okay.
All right, she's not feeling it. She's not feeling it. We gotta go somewhere else, guys. Ima-chan.
Ima-chan.
Izakaya.
Hi, boss.
And Koya-san. This is the boss. Name?
Hi.
Name?
Mamori Imanishi.
Okay.
Hi.
And
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Here's what he's making for us tonight.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
We got some good seats here, right behind home plate, essentially. Some izakaya food tonight, Jen? There weren't too many places open. Pretty much this was just about it. So we got front row seats to see what he's making for us. And we'll see what we get. There's maybe about 12 seats in the place. Looks like it's going to be a good meal, an interesting one at least. Edamame. All right, we're starting with a little edamame. All right. There you go.
Sauce.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Here comes some fried chicken for Leo. A lot of fried chicken, guys.
Spicy.
Spicy fried chicken, Leo. You ordered it spicy, Leo?
Spicy.
So I say, this is a pet peeve of mine. When you get a bill that just looks like this, it's a scrap of paper that has a number written on it, 4,300, and it's not correct. Day in Koyasan that was somewhat marred by that huge argument at the restaurant, at the izakaya, over our bill. Jesus, God almighty. And Ima-chan, even though it's got great reviews on Google. Jen's food was good. She had the yakisoba. It was good. Mine was not very good, to be honest with you. That donburi bowl. Whatever. I asked for the bill because we wanted to go down to the complex to hear the gonging of the bells at 9 p.m. at 8:50 p.m. And oh my God, I was late for the thing because the woman just couldn't. First of all, she comes out with a bill that just says, she has written on a piece of paper 4300, 4,300. Okay. I mean, it's not an exorbitant price, but I knew it was a little bit high and it wasn't itemized. So I'm like, 4,300? I said, by Google Translate, could we have a bill, itemized bill? So she goes back in the kitchen. I thought, okay, she's going to bring one. Instead, she comes with a new piece of paper that just says 4,000 on it. Okay, it's getting cheaper, but still, can I see an actual bill? How does it add up to 4,000, right? So she starts writing down the figures. 650 for this, 850 for that, so on and so forth. Okay, but she doesn't total it up. So I pull out put out my calculator on my iPhone, and I added up. Lo and behold, the figures that she is giving us adds up to 3,310. So I pulled out 3,310, put it down. No. She starts wildly gesticulating in Japanese. No, that's not correct. That's not correct. Okay, well, show me then. You can't just tell me a figure. Show me how the figure adds up, my dear. God, she didn't want to do that. So I just got frustrated with her. Just wanted to pay us some arbitrary sum of money, which is unusual for Japan. And I don't think she was a scam artist. I think she's just really dumb. I might be wrong. I don't know. Maybe she is a scam artist. I really couldn't figure it out, but I got flustered with her. My wife said, "You go ahead to the temple. I'll figure it out." So, but then as I was leaving, the woman was trying to tell me, okay, 3,500 something. Like it was like, you know, I'm like negotiating for like a carpet in Istanbul in a bazaar, right? 3,500 and something. She's saying, whatever. After I left, Jen said she got other patrons involved to try to talk to us about the bill. It's like, Jesus, God almighty. Just itemize the freaking bill. I don't give a shit what it is. Just show me how it adds up. We ended up paying $3,850 or something like that. So, honestly, very close to the figure she wanted anyways. We're talking about a difference of a couple bucks. I don't care about the $2 difference or $3, whatever the hell the difference was. The point is, just give me an honest bill for Christ's sake so I can see how everything adds up. I really don't like that, sorry. But otherwise, amazing day. Can't wait for our last morning in Koyasan tomorrow. We're going to see the last few things that I haven't gotten a chance to see yet. Last morning in Koyasan. Oh my goodness, I've only got like about 4 hours left. Still quite a few temples I haven't seen. I challenge you to come here and see every damn temple in this place. I don't think you can do it. I think I read there's 120 of them. Somewhere else I read there were more than 100, so it's in that ballpark, folks. Good luck. But you know, I was thinking about why do I love this place so much. It's a town of only about 2,500 people. And an interesting thing that you'll notice here is there's no Starbucks, there's no KFC, there's no McDonald's, there's none of that stuff. It's not easy to find places like this anymore. Completely and totally unique. So let's see what the rest of this morning holds. And we're at the Fugan Inn Monastery, it says. Built between 1624 and 1643 elsewhere, and then later moved here, it says. Doesn't say exactly when, but all right. I like it. At least they're giving us a little bit of information. And as usual, beautiful wooden gate to enter this one. So far, all the trespassing that I've done in these different temples that I'm not staying in has worked out fine. No one has told me I don't belong there. So if you're not staying in a temple, believe me, you can still see plenty of them. I'm coming to Koyasan and you do want to stay at one of these temples. The procedure is, in a nutshell, you Google the association, Koyasan Association Temples, and basically you contact the association. You don't contact the individual temple. A few of them you can book on things like Rakuten Travel, maybe even Booking.com, a couple of them, the big ones, but for the most case, no. What you do is you contact their association of the temples, and you got to do your research. You got to fill out a form for them when you want to come, and you list your top 3 choices, and they don't guarantee which one they're going to give you. But you know, if you're here at a slow time, you probably won't have any problem. And so do your research about which one you want to stay in. I recommend trying to get one that's off the main road, that looks like it's a little secluded, because it'll be a little bit more quiet. And, you know, obviously do your research like you would any place. And then in the comments box, you put basically what you want, because some of them you don't have private bathrooms or whatever. So if that's really important to you that you want the private bathroom, and believe me, at the prices they're charging, they should be giving private bathrooms, but in many cases they're not. So tell them you require a private bathroom, private shower, whatever. Tell them what you want, and then they email you back, and they let you know, okay, we have it for you, or we don't, or whatever. And I tried doing a little haggling with them. Oh, could I please have a discount? They're like, no, dude, you're going to pay full price, or you're not coming here. So that's why I did not stay. For Koyasan, get pairs of shoes that you slip in and out of easily, because you're going to be taking your shoes off constantly and then putting them back on again. Let's walk in here and take a look around. Okay. Ohio. Okay. That's what these rooms look like, I guess. Yeah, there's a monk sweeping up. We've got little TV sets, which really surprises me. There's a monk sweeping up here. I don't know if he's about to tell me to get out of here or not, or to tell me to stop filming. I don't know. Oh, Ohio. time to hightail it out of there because a guy looked at me a little funny. And like, what are you doing? It's like 7 a.m. And I don't want to get formally thrown out of there, so I think it's time to leave. I like this place though. Wow, look at this gate over here. It's called Ichijo Inn. Typical wooden gate, impressive doors. Ichijo Inn, not to be confused with Ichiro Suzuki Inn. One thing I'll tell you about this place too, walking around this morning, it's like you'll spend a lot of time on a couple of different streets, 1 or 2 streets. And in a small town like this, if you stay there for a few days like we have, you'll feel like by the end you start to feel like, okay, I think I've seen everything here. Then all of a sudden you stumble across some other street and you're like, wait a minute. I've not been on this street before. That's how I felt this morning about this street. I was looking last night like, where haven't I been? Oh shoot, there's morning prayers. You hear that? All right, so I've stumbled across this place during morning prayers. I don't want to get tossed out of here, be disrespectful, so let's hightail it out of there. Ooh, look at this little garden back here. Wow, it's very pretty. It's 7:08 now. This morning prayer is actually pretty late by Shingon Buddhist standards. I think I like these monks. This may be a chill place to stay. Ichijo Inn. This is Fumon Inn. Sorry for those of you playing along at home. I guess we'll take a quick look around. So it says on the sign that this is a special head temple. There's several of these special ones. So Fumon Inn is a special head temple. And they even have an audio tour guide, supposedly. I don't know if it's just available to people who are staying here or not, and I don't believe I'm going to be taking it. But if you would like to do that, if you like such things, oh, there's a garden back here. Yay, look at that. All right. It's the prayer hall, I believe. No photos, so let's get out of there. This is a bummer. It says, do not go down in the garden. So you can only see the garden from over here. They don't want you trampling through it and screwing the place up. That's pretty weak. Sorry. It's very weak. Same street, we've got Honno Inn. Honno Inn. This looks to be a quiet little one. They're all quiet, but this one especially so. The sense of tranquility you're looking for when you walk into a temple and you hear someone almost shouting in German. It sounded like there's a German tour group in there, and the tour leader is giving them sort of an outline, and we're going to Kyoto next, and we're going to do this, that, and the other thing. And so I don't speak a lick of German. I know the numbers and Danke, bitte, a few other things, but I love Germany. With apologies to my German friends, though, not the most pleasing language to the ear. So when you walk into a Japanese temple, yeah, hearing someone shouting in German, not so good. Not so much, just not feeling it. Wonderful temple odyssey is Muryoko Inn, another temple accommodation you can stay in. The hits just keep on coming here. I mean, these are all right next to each other, folks. You could hit many of these. Looks like the monks might be serving breakfast here. I see them carrying some trays. So they do cook and serve the food at these places. But supposedly you don't get a lot of interaction with the monks unless you seek it. Aha. Aha. Moriyoko Inn, thank you. A garden you can actually see outdoors. Like you're in a zoo looking at things through the glass cage. There's a little cleanup room here before you go into the meditation hall. I'm wearing these pair of slippers that feel like they're made for like a 90-year-old woman who's 4 foot tall. Feet are killing me. I think I've got to get out of this place. Ohayou gozaimasu. Ohayou gozaimasu. Now they seem to be opening up. Ohayou gozaimasu. Arigato. Okay, maybe I can visit. These guys have ski hats on. I love that. Some sort of announcement being made here by someone with a shrill voice. She says, "Everyone, please like and subscribe this video." She's saying, please subscribe to the Mad Traveler channel because you're going to get all kinds of great content and because Dave really appreciates it. Thank you. Be away from the fray. Ryusen Inn, Ryusen. This one is really kind of hidden. Same street here. Now we've got Rengejo Inn. I like this one. Again, I don't love this location, but if you really want quiet to be sort of away from the fray and you don't mind being, if you're planning on getting a bike or whatever, you don't need to be right in the middle of the action, well, this could be a good choice for you. Or you've got Nishimuro Inn. Another extremely quiet and off the beaten track place. Look at this though, wow. I don't know the name of this temple, but we're not going to go in it because it says, "Do not enter this temple." Okay. Well, now to Nyonindo Hall, which is the northern entrance or exit, as you would like it, to the town. This is one of the gates that the pilgrims would have come to in ancient times. I think this is a fitting place to sort of end my journey. So we'll take a little look around here and call it a wrap for Koyasan. I'm going to have to come back because I didn't make it to every temple and every place I wanted to go to. Unfortunately, as is always the case. Whew, a little out of breath climbing up this hill. It's always somebody sweeping up in Japan. You gotta love it, the cleanliness. Look at that. Meticulous. It says here that the gates here at the northwest entrance to town was the only surviving gate of the 7 gates that stood at the different entrances, and it says women were not admitted to enter the precincts of Koyasan from here. So this is where women had to stop. Could not enter the holy gates of Koyasan, the holy city of Koyasan. A little too much time wandering around here, and now I'm in a bit of a hurry. I haven't had breakfast. I want to go back to my favorite breakfast place, Taishaba, to wrap up my culinary experience here in Koyasan and check out and catch our bus and everything like that. But man, I just missed a bus here, and the buses do not run frequently. So I'll see if I can find somebody who will give me a ride if I pay them. I'm going to ask this woman. This is going to sound really creepy, but I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to put the camera down, but you guys can listen, and I'm just going to use Google Translate here. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ohayou gozaimasu. Moment. Ohayou gozaimasu.
おはようございます。どうした？
お金をあげたら帝釈天まで車で送ってもらえませんか？
私これか
バス
らこ
に乗り
この仕事
遅れ
やねん。
たので急いでいます。
仕事せんなんからあかんねん。
仕事？
うん、仕事。
はい、
ごめんね。
Speak in here.
何
Speak.
仕事、これから。仕事。
Shigoto. Let's see what it says. She's saying that job is coming up. Work. Oh, okay. You can't do it. Okay.
Go, man, no.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
はい。
she's smoking up a storm there, just coughing. She's got to go to work, and she's taking her last cigarette, so she doesn't have time to do it. All right. Let's ask him here. Oops.
バスに乗り遅れたので、お金を渡せば停止まで乗せてもらえますか？
いけると思うんだけど、ちょっと待って。
He's thinking about it. Okay.
乗り遅れたんだけど。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ちょっと質問
バ
してみて。
スに乗り遅れたので、お金を渡せば停止まで乗せてもらえますか？
Taishaba, the breakfast place.
Bus stop.
I know. I missed the bus though. They don't come very often. I missed it.
これはね、
Is there taxi?
タクシーがね、
タクシー
タクシーがね、タクシーがアプリで探せないかな。バス
No, it's okay. I could walk. I'll walk. Thanks. Well, they don't want to do it. It's what are you going to do? If I started asking random people where I live to drive me places for money, they don't feel like doing it. That's what Uber is, right? But we don't have Uber here. So, oh well. All right, I'm going to have to walk and just eat quickly, I guess. I really wanted to go to Taishaba, my favorite place, and see my friend there again, but just did not have time. She's not anywhere near where I need to be, and pretty soon I'm going to have to check out of the hotel. So I thought, you know what, I don't want to make my wife nervous. She gets super nervous when I'm late. So I didn't get a very good sense of how pretty this train ride was on the way here because the weather was so bad. Now today's a beautiful day, and we're getting to see all the scenery. It's really a beautiful ride. Look how pretty it is here. All the greenery. Come on, baby. What a great place to come. I'm definitely going to come back here again. I love it. I absolutely love Koyasan. Thank you guys so much for sharing this journey with me. Please like the video and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm, and I appreciate all of you. Peace. Take care.